kind of seemed like you were gelling pretty quickly today. Just what about all of that?
Coach Crean kind of really emphasized, like, we got a lot of players come in and out in every position, and to give it all, just put 100% of the energy on the floor and kind of give it all. He just wants us to play hard and kind of execute as a team.
Thanks, man.
Hey, Andrew, this is Lance with Bulldog Illustrated. You came out at the end of the first half and really turned it on, and then you and Fagan, I think, started out second half strong. What happened at halftime, or did something change to where you guys kind of sparked the team to play better in the second half?
I feel like the first half we just got all like our jitters out. We wanted to stay true of being strong and getting in the post and using our strength and athleticism down low. Kind of use Ty's ability to cut without the basketball. He's pretty good at that. Kind of utilizing one of their weaknesses of looking at the ball. And he kind of wants us to keep moving the ball, get better shots. That's kind of main emphasis for the next half.
All right, up next, we're going to go with Andy Walsh and then Lance. Andy, do you have a question? Palmer?
Yeah, Andrew, just kind of talk about the atmosphere. Obviously, it's a major difference between, any other collegiate basketball game you've played. What was it like out there tonight?
Obviously we don't have full capacity fans due to COVID, but I felt the energy was there, especially from my team. We knew from the jump that we had to bring our own energy, be loud in the court, and support each other. And obviously we have the social distancing on the bench as well, but we try to find ways to keep that energy because that's our MO, supporting each other and being a high motor team.
All right, up next, we're going to go with Ryan Dennis and Jed May.
Hey, Andrew, it's Ryan with the Athens Banner Herald. Given kind of the newness of the team, a lot of you guys coming in to work with some of the old guys with Severe and Ty and all, how odd has it all been to try to get prepared, and to kind of gel as a unit? And I know it's probably odd that Wednesday's game was canceled and then this game was thrown in all of a sudden. Just speak to how crazy it's kind of all been to get prepared for a season.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy, but Coach consistently every day talks about how you never know what's gonna happen the next day, or even on the last game, the game just got canceled. So we Severe and Tumani and the rest of our team just try to keep everybody motivated and just prepared and be ready to go and ready to play. So that's what we've been trying to come at every single day, bring that same approach no matter what it is. And if something like last game happened, we got to find a way internally to bring that same energy and be prepared for the next game.
Hey, Andrew. Obviously, this is a team that's, a bit on the smaller side, but it seemed like you were inflicting your will in the post, time after time, down low, getting buckets. How much pride do you think you can take in being that guy for this team that can be that physical presence down low on the offensive and defensive end?
Absolutely. I take it 100% to the heart. Wherever coach puts me, I'm going to put 100% of my effort. Definitely try to use my strength and my athleticism to my ability. If I have to guard bigger guys or if I'm in a mismatch, wherever I'm at, I just want to help this team. I want to win. That's really what it's about. The more we win, the more exposure and good things happen for all of us.
All right, for the last question, we're going to do Mike Griffith.
Yeah, I want to ask you about P.J. Horn. We'd heard so much about P.J. in the preseason and being the central part of the offense. How much did you guys have to adjust? Because it didn't look like he really got off to a great start today.
I just feel like it's our first game, and knowing each other's spots and stuff like that. P.J. is a knockdown shooter, and he's going to be a big part in a big mismatch for when those bigger big men have to come out of their positions and have to guard them on the wing, and kind of just to exploit that. So I feel like we're gonna go cut the tape up, go to practice tomorrow, and kind of figure out because he has it. You've seen it. He's not afraid to shoot that ball, and that's what we want him to do. And Coach emphasizes every single day him to shoot the ball, because that's what he did, and that's what he did at his previous school. So we're gonna get him going for sure, and find a way to incorporate it.
All right, thanks, Andrew.
All right, no, thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to start with Chip Towers and then Anthony Dasher.
Yeah, Ty, I know you've done this before lots of times in high school, but what about today? It just seemed like you really had it going, breaking for the basket, and in particular, you and Sevier were really hooking up well. Just talk about what kind of a combination you guys were able to be today.
Well, I don't take no credit for that. A lot of that has to do with Sevier. He's a great ball handler. He finds guys, and I'm pretty sure that you know that he had 12 assists. So that's just to compliment what I mean by how he found guys. So I give a lot of credit to my teammates, to the coaching staff for putting me in the right places, and everything just worked itself out.
Hey, Ty, congratulations on the win. Just talk about that second half. I mean, the first half, it was kind of a disjointed effort. Obviously first, time out on the court in a very long time. But second half, y'all kind of found it, kind of what was happening there.
Well, for us as a team, we came out in the first half. It was our first game, of course. We rushed a few shots. We passed up a few shots. And those are things that coaches always on us daily by their practice when we scrimmage as a team, that we rush shots sometimes, we pass up good shots. But in the second half, we came in and we talked about it, and we seen what he was talking about because it was actually live game action. So the second half, we tried to take better shots and be more efficient with it, and we were.
Okay, up next, we're going to start again with Andy Walsh and then Lance McCurley.
Hey, Ty. I guess, you weren't necessarily a big piece of the offense or the team last year. You didn't get to play a whole lot, but how does it feel to just start the season really involved and being one of the leading scorers?
It feels great. I've had chances in the past, and when I get them, I just try to seize the opportunity. I don't ever really think about playing much or not playing. I just try to be there for my team and do what they need me to do. In the past, I had a smaller role. Now I have a bigger role. That's just what it is. I just want to win the game. So whatever the team needs from me, that's what I want to do.
Ty, last year you had 9 new freshmen on the team, and this year you have a ton of grad transfers and not walk-ons, but just add-ons. And are you used to that transition, or is that something that you see could be a problem for this team down the stretch?
No, I don't think it would be a problem because these pieces that we have now fit us well. The ones last year, they fit us how we wanted them to fit. Things just didn't turn out like we wanted them to, but that comes with the game. That's life, and that's just how it is. But for this year, with the new guys, we have a lot of new leaders. We have guys as leaders, like the graduates. They're doing well, like Justin, PJ, all those guys. They help lead, and they're just one of my roles as a team, too. I always wanted to be a leader, try to help the guys that don't understand the system to understand it. And we're starting to understand it very well. I know we didn't show it in the first half, but in the second half, it was a little better. So that's what helps with having the older guys as well, leadership.
Okay, up next, we're going to go with Jed May and then Palmer.
Hey, Ty, I wanted to ask you about your rebounding. You come out with, 10 rebounds for the game, I think 8 in the first half. You're smiling there. Like, how much pride, I guess, do you take in that, especially on a team like this where, rebounding is, I guess, kind of by committee?
I take a lot of pride in it. For one, we work on it a lot at practice, and coach always tell us at practice, if you want to get on the floor and play, the rebound. So I just took pride in rebound. I just happened to come up with 10 rebounds, but I didn't have a certain number, nothing like that.
Yeah, Ty, you had 7 of the first 8 buckets coming out of the break. What was your emphasis headed into the second half? And also, did it have a different feeling, starting the game rather than coming off the bench like you did last year?
No, it didn't have a different feeling because my goal is to lead, like I said, and bring energy. I just want to lead and bring energy. So whether it's coming off the bench or starting or just guarding somebody or getting buckets, whatever the case is, I just want to bring something to the team. And for the second half, I was just trying to get on a run because I felt like the first half I was telling the team that we could play faster. Play faster, but even though we're playing faster, playing control. So I was just trying to get on the run, and Xavier and Justin, a couple guys find me on the break a couple times. Got an easy lay a few times.
All right, and the last question is going to go to Ryan Dennis.
Hey, Ty, Andrew tonight. I mean, I don't know if anybody expected him to come in and put up 22 points. How big was that, and what do you expect for him?
That was very big, and it didn't surprise us at all because there have been times at practice where different guys have went for spurts of just scoring buckets, and he's one of the guys. He can shoot it. He didn't get to make any threes tonight, but he can shoot the three ball pretty good. He has a post presence because he's strong and physical, and he's very athletic. I expect that from him all season with guarding stronger guys, guarding guards, because he can move his feet really well. I expect a lot from him on the defensive end, and I expect him to chip in on the offensive end just like he did tonight.
All right, thank you, Ty.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ty.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we will be joined by Coach Crean shortly.
Texting my Thomas to feed during the game. I'll look it up. I'll text you.
The guy who be coming here to interview?
No. That's what, my best friend from high school was Thomas.
Oh,
All right.
All right, everyone, we're going to start with questions. First off, we're going to do Anthony Dasher and then Lance McCurley.
Hey, Coach, I know when you talked yesterday, you talked, I know before that too, you talked about having no idea what to expect, going into this first game. And now that you got one under your belt, what about tonight's game maybe surprised you the most?
I liked our start, and I don't think there's any question about that. They were excellent this morning at our walkthrough. Everybody was energized and ready to play. And certainly there was apprehension even yesterday. Were we doing this for nothing again, in the sense of were we actually going to play today? I don't mean for nothing, but in the sense of playing a game. And they were ready to go. They were excited to play. And we tried to play a lot of people, which was something that I really wanted to do. And but it quickly became a game with, okay, who's going to be able to make some defensive stops by guarding their man? Where is our help defense going to get better, and who can help make it get better? Who can be on the glass? I wasn't as concerned about the offense today, because I knew if we got stops, we were going to get out and run. And there were too many times, and this is just going to have to work out through experience, we were too slow against their press, first half and second half, where we just didn't absolutely attack it the way that we wanted to. And then there were too many times that we didn't stay behind the defense, because they really, really lifted up. And Ty Fagan obviously knew what he was doing in that area of getting back and cutting. And the other guys, now that they have this game experience and they continue to see it, they'll get used to it too. But to me, I thought there were a lot of positives. I thought we beat a team that was very, very comfortable playing college basketball. Maybe they weren't as much when they lost on the road the other night, but tonight they were. Today they were. And Robert's an excellent coach. He's been an excellent coach for a long time. We competed against each other in Conference USA when he was at South Florida and I was at Marquette. So I knew he was going to come in And I'm glad that we worked, even though we didn't attack it real well, I'm glad that we worked on their zone press to zone, because we really felt that would be something that once they saw our speed, that we would get a real dose of that. And so it gives us something to really study now, instead of watching last year's film or watching, other guys that we've had over a period of time. Now we get to watch ourselves. And I think that'll be very beneficial for them.
Coach, give me your evaluation of Severe's first double-double of the season, and just the times he looked like a floor general out there, wheeling and dealing. And do you expect that from him for the rest of the season?
Absolutely. I mean, he and I are starting to think a lot more alike. He had some ideas today inside of the game that he may not have had a year ago, in the sense of looking at actions that would work and where we could put certain people. And I think that's a growth thing for him. He really, really wants to be a leader. He really, really wants to be a floor general. And at the same time, he's incredibly fast. He played far more minutes than I would have liked to have had happen in knowing that we've got a game Wednesday and Friday. But to me, it is what it is. We got to win the game. And there was no, as much as you'd like to go in, and the only thing I really wanted to do was play everybody. And I played Jackson Etter late, and I didn't take him out for any other reason other than they were fouling, and I didn't want to put a kid that hadn't shot the ball automatically at the foul line in that situation. So that's why I went back with PJ. But we've got to become a team that's got strength in numbers. And at the end of the day, you want to play, you got to keep up with Severe's speed, and you got to keep up with his ability to find you. Ty Fagan is a great example of that tonight with 21 and how much cutting and work he did there. So I love what Severe's about. I love how he's getting better. I love the leadership. And I also know that I love the fact that he can improve a lot right now.
Okay, up next, we're going to go with Andy Walsh and then Mike Griffith.
Hey, Coach. I guess just a big part of the offense is pushing the pace. How did you like the pace for the first game of the season after such a long hiatus, especially with all the new guys?
Oh, it's got to get faster. There's no doubt. We're going to see zone pressure all year. Once people see the speed, we're going to see press. And I thought, we learned a lot. They came after Severe in the ball screen, and I probably should have started slipping the screens, ghosting the screens earlier than what we did. But I don't ever get fearful that he's not going to be able to make a play out of a trap. And so they did some things to slow our pace down. That's why we've got to be really, really good defensively. And the fact that they made shots and they were able to set their press, it's always going to be a little harder to get your speed game going in that, but we've got to learn how to.
Yeah, Coach. Just want to ask about PJ Horn. I know early on talked a lot about that he'd be big in the offense. I know today wasn't necessarily his game. Can you talk about just matchups and how things work out sometimes?
Yeah, I think he was like a lot of guys. He was pressing a little bit, and that if that first three goes down early, it's another story. But it's different, right? And we've got him guarding on the perimeter more and things like that. But I reminded him at a timeout. I said, "You played the 31 games last year. You're guarding Vernon Carey last year and everybody else that was in that league." I said, "Just relax and play." But they didn't really have anybody like that. So he's got to get better guarding on the perimeter. And he's going to be a driver for us. He's going to be a guy that's going to post and get fouled. But when he lines it up and he steps into his shot, I thought he rushed his shot a couple of times early. He's going to be a big factor for us. He changes the energy level of the team when he's making threes.
All right, up next, we're going to do Chip Towers and then Jed May.
Yeah, Coach, obviously a double-double for
Did any of you people come to the game today? I mean, did anybody come? Everybody's home. What is this?
Sunday too.
You guys are going to have, you're going to have a certain amount of actual games attended, and we'll go in the ranking of that. I'm kidding. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do.
No, but, a couple of doubles really.
What's that book back there, War Stat? What's that about?
I don't know.
I was going to ask you that the other day. What is that, like a backdrop, or is that for real?
Which one?
War Stat over there next to Top Dog.
Oh, that's War States.
I can't see the E.
Yeah,
okay.
It's actually a football book.
Okay, I didn't.
Southeastern Conference football.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No, I can only. It's not that I can't read. I can't see the E. I can only see the
I'll clear it up and I'll make sure to take inventory next time.
Now I know. I'm always looking for good new books. So, all right, go ahead. Ask your question. I'm sorry.
Anyway, the double-double was impressive with those two guys obviously working together a lot. And then the Andrew Garcia factor. I think he, for me at least, seemed to fill the role that I expected for PJ Horn, realizing that it doesn't always go the way you expect.
Well, it's both. PJ is a phenomenal shooter, and Andrew's getting better as a shooter. Andrew made 25 threes last year at Stony Brook. PJ made 45, and we need them to at least double those numbers for us this year. But I think what I'm learning when you got grad transfers like this is, as much as we want them to learn how we want to play, right, and the things that we want to do and keep building their skill sets, which I think if you asked any of the three of them, they would probably tell you that they know they're getting better. They know they're getting pushed in different areas to have different skills that they may not have worked on in the past. But I think the most important thing is, and I think Andrew showed this, let them play the way they're most comfortable playing. You know, they had 22, 23 years of life before they got here with us, right, and how they learned to play the game. So we're trying I thought Andrew did a great job of just playing to his strengths, playing the way he's built to play, but he also knows every day we're working to stretch his game. And I think that's what we've got to do with Justin, PJ, Ty McMillan to a degree, and certainly with Andrew.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach, kind of sticking with sort of on Andrew Garcia, you know, it seemed like when things were going rough a little bit toward the end of the first half, he scored, I think, 6 or 7 points in a row. Ty Fagan had some big buckets, you know, to halt some Florida A&M runs. Veteran leadership from guys like that, I guess, how important was that tonight, and how important is that going to be for older guys like that as the season goes along?
Well, it's going to be very important. But see, I've said this so many times, and this is a definition of it. I always say the game is always giving you something, right? And today, Ty Fagan and Andrew Garcia figured out what the game was giving them. And we knew that they were going to get extended in their zone, all right? We worked hard yesterday and reviewed it this morning on how much we wanted to attack their zone press. And we didn't do a great job of that. It stagnated us a little bit. But when the ball is moving and you're cutting or you're going into a post-up like Andrew, or you're on the glass, you know, we're a big corner team, right? We don't just want to live in the corner for shooting threes. We want to live in the corner for getting drop-offs and for cutting. And we'll drive out of the corners, right? We're trying to use every bit of the half court. We're trying to use the full court. Ty Fagan did a really good job of that today. And I said this on the radio show last night. The last film we showed him was our cutting tape, and there's probably 25 clips in there. And at one point I said in the tape, I said, this is basically the Ty Fagan clinic video, all right, on how to move without the basketball. You know, Anthony was in it. He learned so much about moving without the ball last year. Jordan Harris, Tumani, Ray Sean making passes. It's all last year's stuff, right? Severe finding people, Jordan Harris, Christian Brown. But at the end of the day, Ty Fagan dominates the film because he does a great job of moving without that basketball. So tonight, when everybody looks at it and say, oh, wow, Ty Fagan had 21, that stands out. It's how he got them, and it's how he didn't need things done for him, because we're not a let's just go call the play for a guy type of team. Sometimes out of timeouts we will. But the majority of it is we want 5 people moving, and with a kid like Severe in the game and Michael Starks and Jaquan, as they get better at this, it's going to make it that much easier.
Okay, and for the last question, we're going to have another question from Anthony Dasher.
Coach, just want to ask about KD Johnson real quick. Obviously, he didn't play today. Kind of what's going on with him?
KD right now, here's what we have with KD Johnson. He did not play because we're dealing with some NCAA certification issues academically. He's been involved in every basketball-related activity since he arrived on campus. So it's none of that. He's with us in practice, workouts. He is probably not only do I look at him as one of the best freshmen in the league, he is our most competitive guy. And we got some competitors, but he is our most competitive guy. And right now we're working with our compliance staff and Will Lawler and Steve Flippin to revisit his eligibility status with the NCAA, and we remain hopeful that he'll be able to play this season. So it's not an amateurism issue. It's a certification eligibility issue that we're working with. And the most important thing he can do is control what he can control, just like everybody else. And I appreciate his attitude. He's worked very, very hard in this. And if he was able to play, you'd see him from the beginning, or you'd see him real early. because he is one competitive. He changes the energy of our practices many, many times with his competitive level. And frankly, it was a little different for everybody not having him out there today too. And we're just going to have to get used to it. But at the same time, you know, we're working with compliance, and we're going to see how it turns out.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.